Move on. Next topic is that Jade Raymond creates Haven, which is a new indie studio that is working on a new PlayStation game. So, from the PlayStation blog, it pretty much says that introducing Haven, a new Montreal-based independent studio. So, meaning that this studio is not owned by PlayStation. PlayStation didn't buy it or made under the PlayStation Studios umbrella. They are an independent studio, but they're making a PlayStation a new IP for PlayStation. So in the blog post, Jade Raymond, this article is done by Jade Raymond, who is the CEO and founder of Haven Entertainment Studios. So pretty much, she talks about how how crazy the past year has been with the pandemic and everything. And she talks about how she has worked on her history of what games she has worked on and what she's been playing and all the kind of stuff that kind of started her idea or this transition of her creating the studio. So she states in the article, quote, "And so today I'm announcing Haven, an independent studio where many of the talented game developers I've worked with for years and love dearly are coming together to do what we are most passionate about. It's time for us to refocus on games in a place where we can practice our crafts without any barriers or impotence. Or independence, words. I'm good at it. We want to create worlds where players can escape, have fun, express themselves, and find community. We want to pour our passion into a project. We want to make something wondrous for people to experience. Because we believe in the power of games to bring joy to people's lives, and Sony does too. Their commitment to excellence is unmatched. It's why I couldn't be happier for their backing and support. Together, we want to create games that are a haven for players. We want to build a studio that is a haven for developers. So while we don't have many details to announce today, I want the PlayStation community to know that Haven Studios is already hard at work at an unannounced IP. We can't wait to show you more." And then before I ask your opinions, just to kind of give you give you an idea of who Jade Raymond is. Her resume pretty much states this. So, starting in 2002, she was the producer for The Sims Online. Then in 2007, she was the producer for the original Assassin's Creed 1. And then in 2008, she worked on Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots as the managing director. And then in 2009, she was the executive producer for both Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Bloodlines, which was a PSP game. In 2013, she was also the executive producer for Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist. And then in 2014, she was also the executive producer of the original Watch Dogs 1. Also in 2014, she was the managing director for Assassin's Creed Unity. Also in 2014, she was the managing director of Far Cry 4. And then in 2015, she was the executive producer for The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. And then in 2017, she was the SVP Group General Manager for Star Wars Battlefront 2. So that kind of gives you an idea of kind of the height, the presence that these games that she has worked on, the lineage of these games that she has worked on. So yeah, what do you think?
Well, as I sort of ponder it and sort of look through the games that are involved, I was sort of reading along in the article as you were going along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for new IP, but it just seems I don't know necessarily what her role in the studio is going to be. It just seems like she's like a new sort of figurehead for the studio, and I would
Mm-hmm.
like to get a little more in the nitty gritty of like what's going on in the day to day in terms of operations. Like who are game developers that you're bringing on? Who are the writers you're bringing on? I want to know a little more because it just sort of goes, hey, me and a bunch of people from my own old job, we made a new thing, a new studio. Everybody come and get on board. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for the opportunity that she gets to sort of cut her teeth and throw her hat in the ring in the incredibly tough world of professional video game development.
Yeah.
But I just need to know a little bit more. Her name's been attached to some games that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Um, but I just wonder what, you know, how her name being on in those credit sequences is going to translate into a, you know, I'd imagine for sale product.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like for me, like I love Assassin's Creed. Like very much, it's one of my favorite IPs. Not so much recently, but very like pretty much she worked on two of the best ones from the series. The original in
Mhm.
Assassin's Creed 2. And Assassin's Creed 2 is the one that all fans kind of put up there. It's 2 and Brotherhood. But like she worked on Metal Gear Solid 4, which I know you're a big Metal Gear fan. You love Metal Gear. Um, she worked on Far Cry 4, which is really good.
And hmm
But she also, she worked on some duds. Like, she was part of Star Wars Battlefront 2, and we know of its long history. And the Unity, Assassin's Creed Unity, which was also had its problems. So, there's kind of ups and downs to where the games that she has worked on.
yeah, most definitely. And I just want to see, in a way, she's kind of like a director for a Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you've done some hype stuff, you've done some not so hype stuff, but the vast majority of like what you get for a director of one of those films, someone who uh, sort of has some wins and some losses on their record,
Mm-hmm.
but has a strong sort of directorial voice. So I imagine it'll be something akin to that. Uh, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I agree. I very much do want to know kind of like more of like the ins and outs or like kind of what new IP she's working on. But I am excited. I very much am. Like, I look forward to seeing what will come out of this new studio. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's move on. So,